I know you don't know a lot about me. The thing is, I believe in action speaks louder than words. But anyways, this is what I learned this semester. 2013, my final year in high school. First day I didn't know. Someone failed to mention the standards for understanding American literature. I didn't know this method could improve my knowledge and use of words. But now I know. First semester was a total failure, a true disaster. I couldn't understand that lecture. I barely passed the class semester. End of session. Second semester was around the corner with a new teacher. I was hoping this was better than the one before. Honestly, I used to believe literature literally was bullshit of American culture. But the instructor, the leader, he was no failure. His lecture in my mind painted a new picture, opened a new door. Now I see a whole different world. At first I was insecure. I read the new scripture and it all became crystal clear, pure. I see the texture, I capture the feature, the mixture. I figure the procedure, the structure of the American literature. This is the knowledge I gather, my treasure. First story ever told was oral, passed down generation to generation by storytellers. Next, colonial Puritan interval. Persecuted for their religious beliefs were the Puritan settlers. Number one form of writing was a plain structure. No imagination at all, mainly reinforcing the Bible. Anne Bradstreet, first woman published author, followed by Cotton Mather, master scholar. Moving on with the cycle, next on my list, Revolutionary Age of Reason. Consisted mainly of political pamphlets and highly ornate persuasive writing. Washington Irvine, youngest of 11 children, Nathaniel Hawthorne and Benjamin Franklin, authors of The Age of Reason. Let's continue with Romanticism season, integrity of nature and freedom of imagination. Herman Melville, no college education. His novels consisted of democratic experience, hatred of tyranny and injustice. Edgar Allan Poe created detective fiction. Short stories foreshadow the genres of fantasy, horrors, and science fiction. Let's continue the adventure. Transcendentalism is the next picture. The era of idealism, symbolism, and individualism. Two main authors, Henry Longfellow and Walt Whitman. Forgive my pronunciation, I'm Mexican with an accent. Moving on to realism, social and aesthetic realism. The Civil War brought the men for a more true type of literature, a new structure. The narrator doesn't tell the reader how to interpret the story itself. Next, the moderns, plays, poetry, and novels. Two important authors, T.S. Eliot and Ernest Hemingway. The era of the pursuit of the American dream. Admiration for the United States, optimism and individual importance. Harlem Renaissance genre is to be next. The rise of African American culture. Blues songs and poetry and African American spirituals, gospel musicals, media entertainers. Postmodernism is my next exposure, a mix of fantasy and non-fiction, blurred lines of reality for readers, humorless and no heroes. It really did grind down the distinctions between the classes of people. Brave New World, could that be possible? I really don't know, but I'm pretty sure. Cyberpunk is my favorite. It consisted of future and science fiction. Well, I learned a lot during this semester, and it is what I offer. I didn't mention all genres. I know I missed a couple. Critique me if you wish, I really don't care. I take this time to thank my instructor. Thank you for your time and torture. It's just a joke, laugh a little. And thus I conclude my adventure.